Okay.
Well, we got him on the run now.
Okay. So could everybody mute yourselves, please, if you don't mind? Um, Not because it's necessary to hear me, but if I hear noises, I get distracted and I'm a guy. I can only do one thing at a time. So that's what I've been indoctrinated with that thought. So today is the 20th of February, and it is once again Friday, and it's about mindset. So today I thought I'd do a few different things. So on the mindset, first of all, the slaughterhouse of failure is absolutely not in my destiny or yours. The slaughterhouse of failure is not in our destiny unless we quit. It's the only way we can fail is if we quit. So today I wanted to go through a couple of things. The future belongs to the people who build systems of clarity. That's my humble opinion. If you've got a system, no matter, you've got to keep polishing it, but it's got to be clear, clarity. That's what we're doing with the prism as well. We're actually getting rid of all the noise, of all the different confusing products that there are out there. We have the best. So the future belongs to people to build who build systems with clarity. So today I have 3 points that I want to talk about. One is courage. And so what I wanted to do is I want to show a little video, which is, I'm going to show a couple of videos, but this one I think is actually, they're relevant. So the first one is about courage. And I'm going to show somebody that did something that had, well, let me show it. No, I'll just do it again. So here we go. We'll start with this one. And I hope I can make it work properly. And hold on, here, stop this. Share screen. Share screen. Where are we? Share screen. Uh, can you see my screen? Yes?
Yes,
Yes.
we
Okay.
can.
Yep. Yes, we can see it.
Okay, good. So Laurie, focus on letting people in, please, because now I'm really looking at this and I don't know what else is going on. Okay. Um, so here we go. Share screen.
When you became a millionaire? In my 20s. And how did you get rich? Well, I'm an inventor. What did you invent? Have you ever seen one of these? Did you create that? I invented wood. Are you serious? Yeah. What was the most amount of money you made in a single year? Well, the business is valued at $3.6 billion. $3.6 billion? Yeah. With a B? With a B. I go all over the world. I interview billionaires to help the younger generation. Can I interview you for a minute real quick? Yeah, let's do it. Did you go to college? Yeah, I went to Harvard. You went to Harvard. I'm going to challenge you right here. Give me a lesson about business that is not taught in business school at Harvard. The single trait that I've found is the hardest trait in all of building business is courage. Your courage is going to be tested before anything else when you're in a real problem. Nobody talks about courage. Courage. And they don't teach you that in business school, and you can't read it in a book. When was your courage tested? The company almost failed. I was a broke entrepreneur 6 or 7 years into building it. So 7 years in, you could have gave everything up, but you didn't. Why not? What kept you going? This is a crazy story. I remember in 2015, I was sitting on my couch, my parents' home, and I'm watching NBA basketball. And what comes on the screen but a Kia commercial? And in the Kia commercial, LeBron James is wearing a Whoop. And what was amazing about that is at the time, there was only 100 Whoop straps in the entire world. You're watching. Yeah. And one of them was on arguably the greatest athlete in the world at the time. How do you feel about competition? In some ways, we don't pay much attention to competition. In other ways, we just want to kill competition. So talking about killing the competition. Amazon, for example, like knocked us off and tried to create an exact copycat product. And they had all the distribution. Amazon tried to copy. Yeah, totally tried to copy us. Really? Yeah. But you don't care. We certainly took it seriously when they came out with a product, but we also said, we're going to win. In fact, we wrote on every circuit board, don't bother copying us, we will win. And just like that, we're going to build $1 billion business. Exactly. You got everything about my friend. Thank you so much for your time. Excuse me, sir. Sir.
Okay. So on that, there are a couple of things I wanted to mention. One of them is that obviously obviously the theme is courage, but the point there is, you know, this guy is highly educated. invested a lot of money, 7 years into his business, and he was failing. He was failing. And something clicked, and he suddenly realized that he had something amazing. And he saw LeBron James with this woof, and he thought, wow. And that was the spark that made him completely change his mentality, his mindset from seeing that he was in, they were going to close. And I think this is something that we have. We have something unique, exclusive, patented, with nobody has. And the time has come right now for us to understand we have really the leverage of the so-called competition, which is the Aura Ring and the Fitbit and the Amazon Watch. That's our leverage because they have educated everybody about mindset. But we're taking it to the next level. We can then show that this mindset is that the product we have takes it to the next level. We can understand why we score low or high, how we can fix it with what products, based on a company that is 40 years old, 5A1 rated on Dun& Bradstreet, and was rated among the top 100 most trustworthy companies in the US. I mean, that is what gives us the courage, in my opinion. It's the fuel to give us what I call the swagger to go forward and be really, really confident about what we're doing. And if you consider that January 25, there were 35,000 scans that were done worldwide. In a year later, January 26, and the product is not even properly launched, we did over 500,000 scans. I mean, there's something going on, man. There's a trend, there's a tsunami. We talked about that. So courage is the conscious decision to act in alignment with your values, purpose, truth. So despite the fear, uncertainty, discomfort, or risk, it's going through any fear that is going to give you the courage to succeed. So there's a little thing that I saw here. Courage equals fear plus action plus purpose. If there's no fear, there's no courage. If there is fear and no action, there's paralysis. If there's fear and action guided by purpose, there's the courage. Got to have the purpose to overcome you got to have the purpose to overcome the fears. So, excuse me. So the fears we have are internal. Most of them are internal. We've got fear of rejection, fear of failure, criticism, vulnerability. So courage is born when comfort collides with conviction. I love that. Comfort collides with conviction. That's when we begin to have courage. You feel the discomfort, but your conviction is stronger. So that's the first part. So launching before you feel ready. For example, many of us are now looking at a new product. We're looking at a new way of marketing. We're looking at adjusting our way of doing things, which we have always been doing, whatever business we're in, getting new people to join us and so on. So, for example, we are now looking at a big adversity. We're talking about going from sick care to health care to personal health care. So we're investing in a vision that others don't yet see. And the whole point of this is to have something that will outlive us. That's what legacy is about. So the other part the other little video that I'd like to show is the following. So the first part is about the courage. It's about our conviction to get over where we are absolutely sure that we have something unique, exclusive, patented, and wow, and it's really open to the future. So the second video I'd like to show you is this one. And here we go. 1 second, please. 1 second. This has got a little language in it, but that's fine. We're all used to that. So, and I'm one of those that's really good at using colorful language too. So here we go. Whoops, sorry, wrong one. Oh dear. Share screen. Sorry, here we go. Oh dear, I'm not very adept at this thing here. Okay, so share screen. Where are we? Share. Here we go. Okay, so it is this one. Can you see my screen? Yes, thank you. Okay. So here we go. Where the hell's the sound?
God. Yeah? Could I interview you real quick?
I don't know. I don't know if I want to answer your questions.
Yeah? What made you pick me up? Man, you just had to look. You look like you got money, bro.
This is crazy. Are you filming this shit?
Yeah.
This guy at my gym comes up to me, David Genicello, yesterday, and says to me, "You've got to watch this guy." And I said, "I watch him all the time."
Wow.
But I never thought I'd get interviewed. That's
Wow.
insane.
Yeah, well, I guess like what line of business are you in?
I set up gyms around the world. I sell gym equipment around the world.
So you're an entrepreneur.
I'm an entrepreneur.
How long have you been a business owner for?
18 years.
Over these 18 years, what's the greatest lesson you've learned about entrepreneurship you pass off to someone about to start their first company in today's world?
Believe in yourself.
Yeah.
Always.
How did you find that self-belief to go make millions of dollars? It's one of the biggest things people struggle with.
I think I had this burning desire inside of me from a young boy, but every time I was told no, I continued to push through. And the more people that talk shit about me, the more that made me even like it gets me emotional even thinking about it, because I was one of them that like, you count me out, I'm going to do it. Point blank, period. And so I just kept going and going and going. And I never in a million years thought I'd be where I'm at today.
So you don't come from a lot of money.
No, my dad's comes from Athens, Greece. Immigrant, come from nothing, and then raised me to be who I am today.
But you just never took no for an answer.
Dude, like when I say never took no, like
Right
15
now.
years ago, me and her were robbing Peter to pay Paul.
Yeah.
Like eating peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. I'm trying to be on Mr. Olympia stage bodybuilder and
Yeah.
fucking kept going, literally taking cash to pay the electric bill. And then, kept grinding. I used to run 400 ads literally a week on Craigslist to sell my equipment. Nobody knew who I was. And then 2015 hit 100,000 followers on Facebook, and then just kept grinding, bro.
Yeah. 8 out of 10 businesses, they won't make it past 5 years. From your perspective, what's the most common mistake you see business owners make in today's world?
So it's funny, in the gym world, about three out of 10 is going to make it. And so what I normally see them do is they fail before they even get open. Meaning they've got $500,000 to open this gym. They want to come to me and spend 3, 4, 500,000 on equipment. And I say, whoa, they went into the high dollar district like we're at right now. And they say their rent's $38,000 a month for a gym. They have no money in the bank to back them. They're setting themselves up for failure from the very get-go before they even open. So I always tell them, I sit down with them and I say, okay, what budget are we working with? What is your rent? What is your payroll? Are you going to put in the hours? Or are you trying to pawn it off and pay somebody $100,000 a year? If you're not willing to put in the work, no business is a get rich quick, point blank, period. So I always tell people, I'm like, if you want to put in the work, you can make it, but you got to be able to fucking sleep at the business.
I appreciate you, my friend. You got closing advice.
Pleasure.
Excuse me, sir. Sir.
Okay. So the message is there about being absolutely convinced about what we're doing. So stop sharing here. So the point here is that's it. It's one way of looking at something and being convinced in your mind how strong your mind is about not accepting that people are going to run you down, and they're personally going to run you down if you got your own business. And here's one last one that I'd like to show real quick. And this is something that is very short, but it's actually really very relevant in my opinion. Okay, so here we've got this lady here. Sure. Okay, we all know who she is. Okay, here we go.
A lot of rejection. I sold fax machines for 7 years.
Let me do
Face a
it.
lot of rejection.
I face a lot of rejection. I sold fax machines for 7 years door to door. Rejection is my middle name. I actually got rejected so much. People would rip up my business card in my face and they would escort me out of buildings. So by the time I started Spanx, rejection I knew was just part of the formula to success. Totally unfazed by rejection. In fact, the more I would get rejected, I'm like, oh, I'm closer to my yes.
Did you face a lot of rejection?
Okay. So there we've got a couple of concepts of people who have achieved stuff, who are successful, and I've got there many, many, many stories like this. And uh, I'm just so enthusiastic about what we've got. Excuse me. Because I think we cannot fail. We've just got to put the switch in our mind that we've got something absolutely incredible. We've got something amazing. And we've got every single tool we need. We don't need anything. So, these people have gone through, these are just three examples, but I think they're very relevant. And I think we should learn from that and 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 get strength in our own self. We've got to look in the mirror every day, give ourselves a high five, and feed off that. Yes, like Tony Robbins says, make your move, build on it, feel it, do it, be it. Michael, yes, sir. Hands up.
Yes, Lawrence. Hey, hello, everyone. The second video that you played, I saw something, and I don't know if this is true or not, but someone said the word that a SEAL never says in training is try. Anytime someone says try, the whole platoon drops, does push-ups. That's a word that gets people punished. And I've experienced that. With doing this business for 14 years. Talked to somebody, and this happened to me just on Monday. Monday, spoke to someone. Oh, this is really exciting. I'm very interested. Yeah, I'm going to try this. And the guys, I got to tell you, when I hear that, they went from an A prospect to a D prospect. I'm not writing them off, but that to me says, well, the first time I hear something negative or I get a rejection, I'm quitting. And that just, guys, entrepreneurs don't do that. They just don't do that.
Mike, I just have to reinforce what you're saying. I just don't allow try into the conversation. If they say try, I will explain to them what they just did to themselves.
Very good. Yeah, it's setting up a death sentence in my opinion. You're going to do it or you're not, right?
Right.
Is anybody else going to try?
That's bad neuro-linguistic programming. It's just setting a wrong expectation in your mind. It's very interesting. You played that clip of Sarah Blakely. In one of her biographies, what happened every day at the family dinner table, her father would go around the table to the kids and say, okay, how did you fail today? What did you fail in today? And thereby built into them an expectation of failure was part of the process of moving to success. Very powerful.
Yeah, good. That's actually very good. Why did you fail? In fact, we learn from failures. That's the whole point. The whole point is I lost everything I owned 3 times. It's the best thing that ever happened to me because I learned from have to get up from bootstraps again, from nothing. What did I go wrong? What did I do wrong? Why did I do wrong? It's impossible. And yet that's where we learn. Susan, yes, ma'am.
So, Jim, when somebody says that, what do you say to them if they say try? What's your explanation?
Well, it depends on the context of the conversation because it can come up in many different ways. But it's basically if they say try, let's just say we're talking, they say, yeah, I'd like to try that. I'll just explain, using that word try, it can be a very destructive word. I'll just find a way to explain to them. I'm not trying to be, condescending in any manner. I just want them to know what I've realized about that word because that word has held me back.
I love what Dan just put in the chat, which is quoting Yoda, that great philosopher, do or do not, there is no try.
Right.
That's worth quoting when somebody says, I'm going to try this. Well, do or do not, there is no try.
Yeah, try is something you do at the Asian buffet.
So, Jordan Johnson, yes, sir.
Hey, good morning, everyone. Just wanted to comment on the current topic. When I was on the road in one of my previous business or jobs, a friend of mine, I challenged to each other because we were a three-man team to take try of our vocabulary. So we all know that powers of the tongue and words of affirmation. So I always tell people and even my friends and family that just to transition it and to use other ways to still get your thought across, but in a more effective and action-based way. So instead of I'm going to try to call you tomorrow, I'm gonna put an emphasis, I'm gonna put a focus on getting this to you tomorrow. My goal is to accomplish this and just put more action words to substitute try. And not only does it translate words into power or affirmation and put you into the action mindset, it also puts pressure upon yourself to act upon the words that you just spoke. So I tell everyone, as well as myself, that that word keeps us stagnant. So I do my best to remove it from my vocabulary. Just wanted to add that to the conversation.
Thank you. I would like to make a comment on that. My upline was when many years ago we had the mantra about it is now 2027 and I am this and I'm doing that and so on. There was a mantra. And the person that got me in the business would rattle off that mantra 10 times a day, say it, but it wasn't in his heart. It wasn't in his DNA. He quit. So you can have you can have these mantras and things and say, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that and I do, but unless you really, really believe it, unless you can, unless you will do it, then it's just empty. That's why I'm trying to say to everybody, get it in your blood, get it in your mindset, in your DNA now that there's no going back. We're absolutely on a roll now. There's a tsunami and we're seeing it. There's nothing to stop us. Lori.
Yes, thank you. And gosh, what a blessing to have everyone together in this conversation. You just nailed it again, Lawrence. And the one word that always comes to my mind whenever I'm with someone with the prism is this is an opportunity to eat an elephant one spoonful at a time. And that's the breakdown in the program that people need so desperately. That's the transformation. It's not about trying, it's the transformation. Thank you.
Thank you. And as I said right at the beginning, the future belongs to people who build systems of clarity. If we are clear in our minds, if we're clear of what we want, if we're clear of what we have, if we're clear on what we have, what we want, then the system is there. Apply it. That's all there is to it. Robin? No, is that Dan? I see somebody there putting up. Were you going to say something, Robin?
Oh, no, but I love this, and I loved your video on courage because I have been wanting to go live and just share kind of my journey on Facebook. But I let the little voices in my head get to me, and so this is what I needed. So thanks, Lawrence.
Thank you. Thanks for actually saying that because there are a lot of people that have these um, cobwebs in their minds. Speak for myself. And the cobwebs are self-inflicted imaginary things. We think, what are people going to say? What are they going to think? What if I say something wrong? What are this? Who cares? Who cares? You are perfect. I am perfect in my imperfection. And I don't care. I really don't care. And if we understand that we're all humans, born naked, wet, and afraid, and we're going to die the same way. In between, it's our ego that is our impediment or our motor.
Yep.
The ego will drive us or will slow us down.
Yep.
So look in the mirror, give yourself a high five, know that you are amazing. And you are.
Hey,
So
Lawrence.
tell the world.
Thanks, Lawrence.
Lawrence, that's what Robin's talking about, though, is really part of the 5 levels of leadership. And part of this is you have to be willing to take risk. As a leader, you must be willing to take risk. And you look at anyone that's been successful. Um, I guess a good example are movie stars. They get out there and they do something that you would think, how ridiculous is that? And the next thing you know, they've got an enormous following. And, it's the same in business, though. You've got to take the risk, and that's actually a leadership trait. So let's say you have a team member that's not really doing well. Do you have the courage to take the risk to tell them that? To tell them in very direct terms in a manner that it's going to slap them in the face. And that's what they really need to make that change so they can succeed. And so you're getting on that video. I look forward to seeing it today, Robin.
Yeah.
Well, thanks, Jim. And if I can just add something, we know all this in our head, right?
Right.
But darn it, there's something that holds us back, and we hear everything you want is on the other side of fear, right?
Yeah.
So I will go live today. Thanks, guys.
Okay, you put it out to the universe, Robin. We're going to hold you to it.
Looking for that, Robin.
Yeah, we're all looking
Okay.
for it. You got a fan club here. You got everybody on here is your fan club. We want to see you on that live.
Oh, and tomorrow too, Robin.
And the next and all week in future.
Yeah.
Fixed
If
date to see Robin.
if you listen to Carly Durst interview on Empower with Ryan Napierski, she talks about how she decided she was going to do a Lumi Spa presentation on Facebook or Instagram every day for a month. It was on the 27th day that Gretchen responded to her and changed her entire life financially for sure.
Oh my goodness. Wow. I want a Gretchen. Yeah.
That's
Thank
how
you.
you do it. And Jessica, you go live too. I saw your comment. Let's do it.
Yeah, others. Hey, I invite anyone else. And it can be short and sweet. Let's all do it.
Every time it's going to get better. Trust me. I don't know if any of you saw the first couple times I did it. It was scary, but I learned and I advanced.
And I loved it when you went live, Mike.
Well,
Thank you.
look at how Mike's presentations are now. Look at the Wednesday presentations with the doctors. He and John Swartz have absolutely mastered this, and Michael is probably, in my opinion, one of the best presenters we've got. And he wasn't born like that. He
Guaranteed.
wasn't.
No.
He's now become the person he wanted to be. You see, we have all of these sayings we have. We have all of these sayings that we've got that we want to become the person you want to be. Well, there's an example of one who's done it and is doing it. And all of you can do it. All of us can. There's no reason whatsoever why we cannot achieve whatever we put in our minds. Absolutely cannot. There's no excuse.
There's tremendous fear around change, and change is what has to happen for you to move from one state to another, from a state of fear to a state of confidence. And it's scary, and it's something that you have to face. And I've heard it said, the only creature on the planet that likes change is a wet baby. So just bear that in mind. Be ready to change.
There you go. Is there anything else? Anybody want to add something?
Well, Lawrence, I'm not going live today, but I am having my first phase 1 by myself. So wish me luck for my Indeed post.
Good job. Okay, well, there we go. Talking about jobs. Excellent. Just know what you got. Okay.
Tomorrow's my first wellness event that I'm doing. It's supposed to be like 300 to 400 people there. So I got a table. So everybody cross your fingers for me.
Fantastic. Good luck.
And
More
Dana,
than luck is where preparation meets opportunity. So the opportunity is there, the preparation's there. So therefore, the luck will be successful.
Lawrence, today Dana and I are coordinating a talk and we'll be presenting to a community. I'll be doing a slideshow and we're going to be scanning afterwards.
Fantastic. Okay. All right, guys. We're on time here. Excuse me. Thanks everybody for being on the call. Thanks for participating. And please, guys, drink your own Kool-Aid. Really get into this thing, man. We have everything going for us. Get on the call on Monday with Scott Bennett's call and on Wednesday with Cash's call, and do your Ruby calls and follow the system, man. That's all there is to it. God bless everybody. Thanks for being on the call.
Thanks, Lawrence.
Thank
Thanks
you.
so much,
Lawrence, have a
Lauren.
great weekend.
Everybody
You
have a
too.
great weekend.
Thanks so much,
Oh,
everybody.
by the way, don't forget the visits in Florida this coming week, in St. Pete, in St. Pete, in Naples, in Jacksonville, and in Miami. Look on One Team Global, and you'll see everybody on there. Thanks, everybody. Blessings to you.
God bless. Thank you. Thank you.
Bye bye.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Lawrence.
Thank you.